Mm-mm. Hey y'all. Happy Thursday. How's y'all doing? Y'all doing okay? Today is I want to talk about Teachers Appreciation Day. Welcome in. Hey Albert, good to see you. And I want to welcome my new I got conscious. I have conscious business and service and opportunity. Thank you for joining my membership. Welcome TNT Family Show. Thank you also for joining my membership. And also, I want to thank Angie for joining my membership. Appreciate you all. How you been doing, Albert? Today is Teacher Appreciation Day. Do I have any teachers in the chat? Do I have any teachers in the chat? That's good. Do I have any teachers in the chat or any teachers connected with me? I just want to thank all the teachers that put out that work in teaching our kids, because I think teachers also have a hard job also. They're just like the nurses, because this week is also Nurse Appreciation Week. So shout out to those teachers. Today, I just want to share that. And if anybody got anything they want to share about who is their favorite teacher, do you have a teacher that you would like to shout out today? You can put it in the chat. Did you have a favorite teacher that, kept on pushing you, even though she was making you mad, but she was one of those teachers that you think now as a grown up that you glad that you was able to that's good. So did you have a favorite teacher? Do you have a teacher that you want to shout out, Albert? I have a couple of teachers I want to talk about today. Two of them passed, so then one of them, um, I'm not sure what she was. One of the teachers just gave me a real hard time. If you did, you can put it in the chat. I can put it up on my wall. And do you have any teachers you want to shout out? Did you appreciate your teachers? Let me take that out. I'm in my other device. I'm trying to. Did you appreciate any of your teachers? Yeah, did you appreciate any of your teachers that was, even though they was hard? Did you have some mean teachers or good teachers? I had a couple of mean teachers, but I think that it was for my own good though. Sometimes you run into those teachers that you think they pick on you, but they try to make things better for you. They try to tell you, look, this is what you're good at. This is something that you should work on. Maybe it'll help you in the long run, things like that. So if you think about it, that some of the teachers that taught us, they helped us. So did you have a favorite teacher? I'm trying to download something right quick. But yes, I'm thankful for the teachers that taught me. I can remember in elementary school, I had one teacher named Miss Johnson. I had a teacher named Miss Oso. They still living. Those two teachers are still living. But one was a reading teacher, and one was my homeroom teacher. Then reading was my favorite subject. That was my favorite subject, reading. I love the reading and spelling. And those two teachers, and I think right now they're still subs. They're not teaching, but they're still in the school system. They go in and help out, like when they need teachers, they'll go in and fill in. I was surprised to see my second grade teacher still in the school system. She was a good teacher, Miss Oso. I'll never forget her, and I'll never forget Miss Johnson. We had a lot of ones that were like, oh, I'm trying to put this in the background, but it won't let me put it in the background. Let's see. It won't let me. So yes, did you have a favorite teacher, Albert? If you're coming in, we're talking about Teacher Appreciation Day. And if you want to bring up, or if you want to come on the panel, if you want to talk about a teacher that was deserve your shout out today, shout them out. So those three teachers in my elementary school, I thank them for being tough on me. I'm glad they kept on pushing me to be, if I can be the person I am today, because I know, like they said, by reading is fundamental. Now, math was one of my worst subjects. It was one of my worst subjects, but I was able to pass and finish school. So, but yes, like I said, teachers are much needed, just like those nurses. You gotta have, and the thing about it, I wanted to be a teacher, y'all. I really wanted to be a teacher that was one of the things I said I wanted to do when I got out of school. I wanted to go back to, yeah. I don't know. It didn't lead me to it, but all the while I was in school, I was like, I want to be a teacher because I did admire my teachers. But there was some was mean, but in the long run, I felt like what they was teaching me came in handy. Yeah. So what everybody doing this afternoon? And then when I got in high school, I had some tough teachers then, man. Whew, some of them teachers was real tough, but it made me even go harder. Hey Joshua, how you doing? Today is Teacher Appreciation Day. Do you have a teacher you want to shout out, or a teacher you want to say was helped you out? This is what we're talking about today. Teacher Appreciation Day. Do you have a teacher where you want to say you thank them for, you know, helping you out and letting you be the person you is today? Or it could probably could be your mom. Some people have homeschool. Shout out to your teacher, Miss Lee. Okay. What did you like about Miss Lee? What did you like about Miss Lee? Okay, you said you wanted to shout out Miss Lee. Okay. So what was she, your homeroom teacher, or what was she? Today we'll share an appreciation to the teachers. This is Teachers Appreciation Week. It is also Nurse Week, but today I'm talking about the teacher. She was a great person. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I had talked about a couple of my teachers. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. And if you want to shout out your teacher or someone that mentored you while you was in school, we always had that favorite teacher or that teacher that that helped you and that have led you to where you at today. Like I said, I'm glad that I paid attention, even there was times when I didn't pay attention, but I'm glad I paid attention when I did. Like I said, reading was one of my favorite. And I liked the health class also. Even though there was some of those things in health class that I couldn't really do. It took me a minute to learn how to do CPR. I probably still know a little bit now, but I still have to refresh myself. Because in health class, her name was Miss Castleberry. She was tough now. She was tough. But she was telling us some of the basic things like um, how to care for people. Like especially like if you want to be a CNA or something like that, it would show you how to make the beds up. Excuse me. They would show us how to make the beds and how to make the bed and pull the sheet to you and have the sheet rolled up and how to fold the sheets out while the patients is still in the bed. Excuse me. It was like something put down the wrong pipe. So some of those things are still with me today because when I have to build my mom sometime, see, I know I can't lift my mom, right, because of my own health issues. Sometimes I remember what Miss Castleberry taught me to get the sheet and pull. You have to pull the sheet and have them be on, the patient be on top of the sheet, but you pull the sheet towards you and just roll them over that way. So those are some of the things that I was still with me. So my health teacher, I appreciate my health teacher for teaching me that. I appreciate my health teacher for showing me how to do CPR and showing me ways of helping people when they're strangling, things like that. So my health teacher, I want to shout out my health teacher, Miss Castleberry. Miss Castleberry was my health teacher. Anybody coming in, if you're peeping in the bushes, today we're showing appreciation to all the teachers. I think the teachers does deserve their flowers. They have one of the hardest jobs out here. Like I say, it's a lot of parents are teachers. A lot of parents are their children teachers. Because a lot of kids are still in homeschool. A lot of kids go to homeschool. So like I said, if you're watching from the bushes, at least give me a thumbs up. But this is Teacher Appreciation Day week. And I also want to shout out my, I think everybody loved the PE. I think everybody loved the PE. PE was a time, you wasn't doing nothing, but they might have you out there trying to do a little fitness. And PE was the time when you just want to, just be your time then. But some of those teachers, there you out there doing like your push-ups, your exercise. And, I had the opportunity to learn how to, I did go on the basketball team. I went out for it. I think I went to a couple of games, but that's basically what I was all interested in, just getting in the game. I really didn't want to play ball for real. But not softball. I was serious about that. And I played that. I played softball for years. But, someone had to teach me the proper way because there was a time when I was out there playing softball, I didn't know what I was doing because I hurt my ankle one day. And they told me I didn't have to slide on that base. I'm thinking you're supposed to slide on all the bases if you want to, but they said, no, you don't supposed to slide on. I think I was trying to slide on first base and I messed my ankle up. But I had to learn those things. But I thank God for my childhood. I thank God for this Throwback Thursday too. I thank God for the teachers that did have patience with me and others. I don't think I was a bad child at school. Like I said, I one of them kind, I was shy when it came up to getting in the front of the class. I never wanted to, how your teacher have you getting in front of the class and present a project. I never like to get in front of the class. Never, 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 never. So I want to shout out my reading teacher. I'm going to say her for last because she was my godmother. And I also had an English teacher, Miss Harris. That was a trip. She was she was a legend to be a preacher, but that lady was cussing more than anybody. She was cussing more than anybody at that school. And folks used to be talking about like she used to try to have want us to do right and be right with God, and then she wasn't doing right. I got that thing under here though. See a hole. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ain't no telling. That cute. What side that is? It's a medium. These are still small. Okay, girl. Okay. Girl, I'm dying. I don't hear about that. But anyway, I'm talking about teacher. T, did you have a favorite teacher? Who your favorite teacher? Who? You can now. If I can remember my teacher, I know you can remember yours. What that man name? Mr. Taylor, your favorite teacher? He was the one called me out there, told me you were cut up that day. I'm messing with my daughter. I was asking her who was her favorite teacher. So if you're coming in the chat, if you want to shout out your teacher, this is Teacher Appreciation Week. And like I was saying, I think teachers have some of the hardest job also, especially in this day and time. I mean, when we was coming up, oh Lord, this generation of kids, it seemed like, I don't know if I have any teachers connected with me, but if I do, I wish I could just ask them, how is this generation compared to your generation or your parents' generation? Like I said, I don't think my mama didn't finish school. She went a couple of years. I forgot what grade she said she stopped in, but she didn't finish. She did not finish school. But back then a lot of them would just do like homeschooling. Some of them had to work and things like that because they had to provide for their families. And yeah. So I'm thankful for the teachers that, like I said, now one of my hardest teachers was my history teacher. And I see him all the time. Every time I gotta put something. Well, I'm back. I was checking something right quick. And one of my hardest teachers was my history teacher. Man, I believe we were having tests every Friday. I didn't like history, but it taught me a lot. Hey, Kenneth, how are you doing? Good to see you. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Did you have a favorite teacher, or do you have a teacher that you would like to shout out and thank you for helping you during the years while you were at school? That someone that was played an important role to who you are today. So, do you have a teacher you like to appreciate teachers today? I know that played a role in my life because without some of those subjects I took, I probably wouldn't have finished school. They was hard on me. They was telling me, you got this. There are some teachers out there they will really work with children that want to pass. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta want to succeed. And they saw that I did want to succeed. So reading was one of my favorite subjects. And I had two favorite teachers in reading. One of them was my godmother, and the other one was Miss Johnson. And I had an English teacher, Miss Harris, and I liked the health class. It was some things in health class I didn't quite pass on, but I see as I got older some of the things that she was trying to show me and teach me. I probably should have been listening more, but I was glad I had the opportunity to learn what I did. And like I said, my reading teacher, Miss Smelly, and everybody knew that they were saying, "Oh, you her favorite. She paid more attention to you and stuff like that." In which she considered me as her goddaughter. I don't care whenever she had to go shopping or go somewhere. I get out of school or we'll go somewhere or either on the weekend. She was the first one that gave me my first job. My reading teacher gave me my first job. She was the first one. Hey, Sirius, how you doing? Good to see you. Today we're showing appreciation to the teachers. We're showing appreciation to the teachers. Did you have a favorite teacher? Did you have a teacher that you could say, she was the one that helped push you, that helped kept telling you, you got this, keep it going, and that you can say as a grown person that you glad you was able to have her in your life during that time. Like I said, I was talking about my reading teacher. She was my godmother actually, and everybody knew. They always said, "Oh, you passing because of her." No, that's not why I was passing. I was passing because I was doing the work. That's why I was passing. And like I said, she was my godmother. She would take me shopping. She would buy me things. She was because she knew my mom had five boys than me, and she told my mom that she was gonna help her with me, and I appreciate her. She passed now, but I think about her often. I think about she was the first one that gave me a job. I mean, I just used to do cleaning work for her, and she used to pay me good. I used to rake her yards. I used to do laundry for her, maybe clean her stove, stuff like that. And when you 14 and 15 years old, 20, 30, $40 is a lot of money. Back then it was a lot of money. But like I said, I thank God that the teachers that did help me along the way. Miss Smelly, she will always be in my heart. Like I said, she took me up under her wings, and I told her I wanted to be a teacher. And I wish sometime I had a went on and and tried to do it, but I don't know. It's just like when I got closer to getting out of school, I was like, no, I don't know if I want to be a teacher or not. So, who was one of your favorite teachers? You had a favorite teacher. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about your teacher that used to get on you. What that lady name you used to say you used to like all the time? So you got all this stuff here. But I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I started off a little rugged this morning, but I got all right. I drank me some tea, and I got this, after I got that treatment on Monday, it seemed like I was real restless, but I got it get better in times. How you been doing? That's right, Holly Favorite. Today is just like Throwback Thursday, Appreciation Day. I'm talking about teachers, because this week is Teacher Appreciation Day. And I think teachers does deserve the flowers because they do have one of the hardest jobs out there. Yeah, it's just it's something I deal with. It's just not like it's new, it's on turn, but there are times when I can manage and there are times when I just deal with, what I'm saying. But did you have a favorite teacher? Did you have a favorite teacher? Did you finish school, college, or whatever? Well, yeah. I was just talking about Miss Smelly. My teacher name is Smelly. That's what her last name is, Smelly. And I was just speaking on her, I loved that reading class. They are underpaid, very much so. They are underpaid, and the way our things are now, I don't think I would want to be no teacher in this century now. But that was one of my dreams, to be a teacher series. That's what I had wanted to do. That I talked about being a teacher all the while I was in school, up until I got up into my last year. I don't think I can do it because, especially in this day of time, these kids, they are terrible. And with the things, how things going on with the discipline and all this and that, these kids now, you try to tell them about stuff, they think they can tell you what to do. You said, are you? Wow. I really did have, you did have a favorite? Oh, okay. That's awesome. And I wish you much success. I wish you much success. So you did have a favorite teacher? Or did you have a favorite subject? So you didn't have a teacher that stayed on you or kept us saying, you got this, or, how sometimes you be at school, you try to go out for the cheerleader team or the varsity basketball team, and you at that area where your grades are slipping and you really want to be part of the cheerleader team. And now I think it's still the same way. You have to have a good grade in order to participate in these activities. Yeah, that's great. Like my daughter, she went on to school after she had my first grandchild. She kept on going. Like I said, I salute my daughter. She just came here a while ago. I asked her who her favorite teacher was. She don't like to be on camera. I kids on camera sometimes, but they don't like to be on camera. Not too much. Not like the little one do. But I think I use having my daughter as an excuse not to stay in school. I did finish school. I went on to trade school, but I wished I had just took up more trades and did more things. In a way, I wish I could have went on and been a teacher, because that was always my dream. But I had said I wanted to help the smaller kids, like the 3-year old, like the little smaller kid, kindergarten kid, not those big kids. But that was one of my dreams to do. But I don't know what. After I had my first child, I just like, well, I did finish marketing. I went to marketing. I went to trade school and I took up marketing and business. So I do have a diploma in marketing and retailing. I know a little something about business, but I wish I could have furthered it a little bit more. Hey, Frank, how are you doing? I know, but I don't think I got the patience, Frank. Mm-mm. I don't think I got the patience with those kids now. I don't think I got the patience. How you been doing, Frank? I don't look, especially how they cheer. Look at my grandson. How they act now. I don't think I have the patience. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Hey, Kenneth. You said my mother was my most encouraging one. That's great. You know what I was saying? If you have a teacher or someone that mentored you or encouraged you while you was going to school, you can put in the chat, or you can come on the panel and speak on it. It's always you can come on the panel and speak on it. Frank, did you have a favorite teacher, or did you have someone that mentored you, that kept telling you, you got this? I know Kenneth, I had asked Kenneth that earlier. Kenneth said he had a hard time in school because he was getting bullied a lot. So he didn't, I guess he was just saying he didn't have a good school term while he was going. He had shared with me a few months ago how the kids used to bully him, because of his health issues and things like that, which that is so wrong and cruel. I don't know why people do those things, but serious. And my mother was my most encouraging one, probably my secondary English teacher. Okay, that's great. Yeah, my parents, my mom, my older siblings, like my aunts and stuff, they kept telling me, "You got this," but yeah. Sometimes I wish I should have furthered it, and I know it's not too late, Frank, but I ain't got the patience, and I ain't got the time. I ain't finna try to teach nobody, child. If anything, if I was able to do something, I would work with the smaller kid. I would work with these big old overgrown kid. No, 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 no. Any kid from 7 on up, I don't think I want to deal with them. I said I would stop at 10, but anybody over 10, these children too grown for me. They're too grown. Frank, did you have a favorite teacher? Your mother? That's right. Did you have a favorite teacher, son? We're doing shout outs to Teacher Appreciation Week. Did you have a favorite teacher? You ain't got to get on camera, boy. Much as you used to be on camera when you was singing and going on. Well, who was your favorite teacher? You don't know? Now, y'all younger than me and y'all can remember y'all teacher. But yeah, this week is Teacher Appreciation. I thought you would have said your mom. Hey, Steve. My son gonna say, he gonna say I was his favorite teacher, y'all. Oh, was that for real? Yeah, my son said I was his favorite teacher. Miss Gilmore, what did she teach you? Uh, they probably fight you with no problem. I'm serious. You try to tell you probably look. Y'all know how we used to get to the board. Look, y'all still got my little chalkboard, all right? I remember going to the chalkboard. They'll tell you to go out there and do some math problems. Honey, I don't even think they do that now. These kids got computers and stuff like that. I gotta ask my grandkids they ever write on the board. Do they still do that now? Cause these days they got the little iPod thing and they do all this stuff. Teacher probably still write on the board, but I don't think no student. You know how we used to go up there and we used to have to write 1+1, 2+2. You see all that writing on that board right now? I remember those days writing on the chalkboard. I don't think they, because I know when I go to my granddaughter's school, I be seeing stuff they be pasting on the chalkboard. They might have some going up there, like the smaller kids, those older kids. I think they mostly be on the iPods and the computers and stuff. Things are not like it used to be. Oh, she was a substitute teacher. Oh, okay. Did either one of y'all, anybody in the chat, want to be a teacher? Frank, did you ever want to be a teacher? Serious? That to me that is a hard job, but like you said, they're getting underpaid. Since COVID, school hasn't been the same. You're right, everything is done mostly computers, right? Hey Sandra, here, Sandra. Sears, I got 3 new members today too, guys. I put it in the members, I put it on the members wall. So y'all, we're gonna welcome the new members. We got 3 new members today. Y'all can check it out later on. But Conscious, TNT, and Angie. Hey Miss Key, how you doing? We're Sharon, okay. No teacher for you. Did you have a favorite teacher? A lot of people saying their moms were their favorite teacher. Miss Key, did you have a favorite teacher? Do anybody y'all want to shout out today for being a teacher in y'all life? Um, I had shouted out about two or three teachers. Two of them has passed, and one of them, she, two of them still living, and two of them passed. But one of my mean teachers, Miss Scotty, I don't know where she is. That lady used to be so mean, y'all. But she was mean, but she was a sweet lady. But she was just, and guess what class that was? Typing class. I had a mean typing teacher because she used to be getting on us about looking at our fingers and stuff. Because she was saying we don't supposed to type and look at our fingers. Like, okay, I couldn't because I wasn't as good as trying to type like that. And then my other one was early childhood development in this home. Okay. And your marketing teacher. Oh, you took up marketing too? I did too, Sandra. Y'all make sure y'all connect with my members. They have some awesome channels. Miss T, did you have a favorite teacher? Did any of y'all want to be flowers over everywhere? Flowers are to all the teachers because they are getting underpaid. They are getting underpaid, like everybody say. Frey said, I could be a teacher these days because if a child taught me, you're right, Frey. You're right. Uh, you're right. This generation here, y'all. I'm telling you, I don't think I would want to be no teaching this generation. Cause like seriously, uh, when that COVID, they started giving those kids. Well, some of them still use their computers and iPods and stuff like that. So they might the smaller kids probably. Listen what McKee said. McKee said, thank you. Frank said he wouldn't be no teacher now. I don't think I could be there now either. Oh, for real. I really don't. This is what McKee said her favorite teacher was. But yeah, they work hard. We have to give it up for those teachers, y'all. We do have to thank those teachers for being patient with our kids. God, no, you did this, kid. No, you did. No, you did that. Lord. Miss Key said, my favorite teacher is Johnny Girl because you have taught me a lot about my health. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wow. That made me feel like I'm special. My son said I was his favorite teacher. He probably said to get out of here. He thought I was gonna put him on campus. Oh, look what Miss Kitty said. My favorite teacher is Georgia girl because you have taught me a lot about my health. Wow, that is so sweet, Miss Kitty. It was amazing how me and you both. Y'all don't know, me and Miss Kitty both was on the same kind of medicine, and I was telling her about some things, and she was like, Georgia girl, you sure told me that. You sure told me my stomach. I was telling her. And she said all the time I used to be over here talking about stuff. She was lit. I know she was listening because she was like, you was just saying that. You said that about good health one day. Thank you, Miss King. That was my dream to be a teacher. I'm for real. But Oh no, y'all. It seems like I ain't got the patience. Frank said I don't have the patience because if a child something and I might go to the "Ooh, yeah, Frank, you better stay out this stuff. Don't go in that classroom. Yeah, but I was just thinking about how the teachers and stuff, some was kind of rough back then. Some are rough now, you know. And a lot of I ain't gonna say put it all on the teacher, but some of them teachers like to mess with the student and stuff like that too. Yeah, that didn't make no sense. Cause I had seen a movie, I think a couple nights ago, how the teacher, she knew better. I fought her because she grown up. She was seducing a little young student. I mean, you know better. You older, so you should know better. That's what I say. But yeah, we got I think I got 3 new members today. Y'all can see their names in the members thing. They're worse today than back then. Yeah, that's what I had said, Siri. I said I probably could deal with the smaller ones. These small these smaller kids now they'll tell you to shut up in a minute. Siri said she thinks she can be a kindergarten teacher. Their brains are still developing and they're easy to learn. Good. I don't know, Sears. Some of these little kindergarten probably can tell you. Some of these little children be too grown right here. Some of them be grown, y'all. Some of them be grown. They'll say, shut up. No. I hate that word there. That one of the words I really hate a child to say no. I can't stand a child doing that. Tell them to do something. No. I hate it. Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite teachers was my God. Yeah, and she was like, "You favorite. We already know you my favorite." But she was the first one that gave me a job, y'all. She was the first one made me feel like I had some money, even though I was making so like, you know, when you coming up with me, right? My age group, you get 25 and $30. Ooh, child, you think you yeah, I got this thing on. I thought I was making me some money. What I would do, she would pay me. I would rake her yards. I would like clean her stove, or do some little housework. She pay me 30, $40 sometimes. And sometimes she'll give me more. Then she'll buy me some 'cause she was like my godmother. And she was telling me to save my money. She was teaching my baby. So that was my first job. That was actually my first job. And when she passed, oh my God, I went to her funeral. I cried. My mama had went there with me. I just laid on my mother, I laid on my mama's shoulder, and she was just saying, "Yeah, Miss Smelly used to take you with her everywhere." Yeah, especially when we used to go shopping, stuff like that. She was the first one that took me to get my curl. That was my first time getting a curly kid. Y'all remember the curly kid? This throwback Thursday. Y'all remember the curly kid, right? She took me to get curl. It was called the curly kid right there. And I remember putting all my hair on. 'Cause my senior picture, I think I had showed y'all my senior picture. I had a real short. I think about how she um, encouraged me to keep it going and keep going. So I did able to go to school and take up marketing. I did that for a year, learning about business and retailing and things like that. Then I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, and I wished I coulda further did more things, and I shoulda let having a child stop me. I shoulda just went on and I think I'm at to hook my Wi-Fi up to this computer I'm using, the one in the house. Everybody probably, using it. Everybody probably using the Wi-Fi, that's why it keeps going out. But do ask this question right here. Yeah, it's the internet. It's the internet. Yeah, you know that? Yeah. I remember when I first got one, I was like, I don't like the word stupid, that word leaves scar. Yeah, me either. Frankly, they'll tell you, I would tell my mother, yeah. Mhm. Oh, Miss Key said I would be charged for fixing the kids' food cafeteria. Okay. You would like to do that, Miss Key? Yeah, 'cause you like to cook too, so that probably be something good for you. Yeah, but, Siri said she's going to school now. That's good, Siri. Like I said, a lot of people still take courses and online classes, even up until whatever age you got a favorite teacher, KJ? You had a favorite teacher? I know you might have said now they ain't got no favorite teacher, but, it's just like, a lot of teachers just take their job serious, but it's a lot of, like, um students are not that serious. You can tell, like, sometimes you go to the school, you can tell how someone be acting in the class. Cause I remember we used to be at the write on the chalkboard so many times. When we get in trouble, we used to have to go up there and write all those words 100 times. Anybody remember doing that? Anybody remember writing words so many times on a paper? They didn't wanna just, like, send you home. They'll tell you to rewrite your assignment. I had Miss Key live too, y'all. Y'all wanna go over and give her a thumbs up? If, y'all remember that? Some of those times, things are nothing like they used to be. She's working on her watch hours. Y'all wanna go over there and give her a thumbs up, hang out with her, y'all can. Or either just, you can come back over here 'cause I'm gonna wrap this up in a little bit. I was pushing my time back because I thought I was gonna have to go somewhere. That's why I ended up coming on late. Mhm. I thought Terry was gonna come on, but I know he was talking about one of his teachers in one of the other lives. I haven't seen him in a couple days. But yes, they need to get them more pay. They need to get more pay. I hear a lot of people saying they don't make a whole lot, but I guess enough to get by, you know what I'm saying? But look at those teachers, they're there with you. You know what I'm saying? It's not their kids. They're there with your kids, with kids you're staying in school with about 8 hours a day, something like that. Yep. And I think one of my worst subjects was math. Math and history. Those 2 subjects, mm, we used to have too many tests. That lady used to do a test. My math teacher seemed like she used to give us a test every week, seemed like she would give us a test every week. I'm like, "Really?" But I thank God that I was able to pass. You know how you be excited about school ending? Ooh, so glad. So I don't know who's jumping, but How many of y'all are satisfied with where you at in your life? Do you wish that you could have went to college? Took up I had seen some of your did you take up college or something? I think I seen do y'all wish y'all could have did something else or y'all okay with where y'all at in your life? I don't think I kind of regret if I could have just had more took up some more education, like went back to school and stuff like that, especially when it come down to dealing with stuff. I like to strategize. I like to do business and stuff like that. But I wish I could have went and further it a little bit more. Other than that, I'm, I'm good. I'm good. But like I said, it ain't too old. It ain't too late to go back to school. 'Cause I know people still going to school at my age and taking up classes and stuff like that. I guess as long as God give you the strength and as long as you are able to, uh, and I think everybody like the lunch. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody like the lunch ladies because some of those little lunch ladies were used to try to be so mean. They were acting like that was their food. They acting like they didn't want to eat plates and hey, hey, how are you doing? Good to see you and thank you for supporting and thank you for sharing. Now let's support Didi. I guess I'm saying his name. He always come in and support. Didi, did you have a favorite teacher? Do you have a teacher you want to shout out? Kenneth, you said you didn't have a favorite teacher because you was bullied. Did y'all have a favorite lunch lady? Y'all don't like your lunch ladies? Period. That was before I started, like, working in the factories and stuff. Sometimes I wish I coulda went on in the, cafeteria. Maybe I would have been in the shape I'm in with my back and stuff, but I was standing on that cement all those "Hey, East Dad, how are you doing?" That's Miss Key Live if y'all wanna go in there and give her a thumb up. We're talking about this week is Teachers Appreciation Day. You know, I was just asking the question, did y'all have a favorite teacher? Did you have a favorite teacher each day? Did you have someone that you wanna shout out today? A lot of people saying their parents, their mom was their teacher, then they might say something about a teacher that was there for them through the, time they was at school. So did you have a favorite teacher? That's what we was talking about today. So Kenneth, you was getting bullied all the way during school? I know you were saying you didn't have a, and people can be so cruel when it comes down to messing with kids. Especially if children don't bother them, they should leave them alone, you know what I'm saying? And thank you, Didi, for sharing me out. The 5th grade teacher, what did she teach you? I gotta let y'all see this. I like what Miss Key said. Miss Key said I'm her favorite teacher. Somebody else yet again. I just be over here, like I said, I'm a blogger. I just be sharing and I always tell people I'm not a teacher, nurse, and things. I just read and research and try to do things to keep myself motivated along with others. Okay. So what did your 5th grade teacher teach you? Back then we was going, I don't know how old you is, but well, I don't think some of the kids are that serious about their schoolwork the way they supposed to be now, the way we was. Some, well, I see my grandkids sometimes. I be like, "Y'all don't be having no homework?" They be like, "No, we ain't got no homework." Sometimes my grandkids don't even have homework. They just tell them, "Yeah, it's good to see you, Dee Dee." That's why a lot of teachers and let me keep saying that's why a lot of teachers get job in the summer. Yeah. I just put a link in the chat, Miss Key Live. Also, she's working on her watch hour. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. Uh, she helped me to know I was good without a person help and I care. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Something your teacher taught you that you know today is still in you. Like I said, I was taking health class. I took health class. That was a hard course. I'm telling y'all. Dealing with health, it was a hard course, but it was some things that my health teacher taught me back then too that still in me today to know how to care for others, to know how to care for others, things like that, showing me the proper way of how to make a bed when a patient is in a bed, showing me the way how to uh, CPR and when somebody's strangling, when somebody like coughing and strangling and stuff like that. Choking, I still know how to do it so, but I can have a refresh on it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just some of the things that I think about that I know now that I'm glad I was able to get it from some of those teachers. You know, reading mine was one of my favorite subjects. And y'all know I try to read over there. Sometimes I get tired, but reading does come in handy. It does come in handy. And I'm glad I was able to. That one class, I was glad I was able to pass. Uh, I can't see it on my computer. Comments on my phone. I don't know what's going on. When I try to slide it up, it keep going to something else. Um, because I'm trying to make sure. Uh, these computers still just be popping up. Right? And hold on, y'all. I'm back. I was just reading some of y'all comments. But yes, keep popping up there. Right was saying they got homework. They just tell they because I was saying some of these children, they come home, they don't even have books. You know how we used to have those books? I mean those big books and big we used to have those books for people that had from class to class. Someone about to fall apart. I mean, I don't know. That's me seeing my grandkid, right? Everybody want to call bottom line. Hello, y'all. How they do? Hold on. Hello? Class to class, hold on. That school I went to, them folk was so cheap. They didn't even really wanna buy no books. We had to tote those books. I believe half of them fell apart, but they was kept on using from class to class, class to class. I don't even see those kids with no books. My grandkid don't bring no books home. I don't be seeing none. They got everything already in the computers and stuff. So that's what they mostly using now. So why I said times are different. Times are way times are way different. I'm trying to finish reading y'all comment. Uh, the Frank said, uh, don't be mistaken. Everyone needs to help. Inspire more independence. Okay, that's great. That is awesome. Okay, education is not important these days when it comes to some kids. Yeah, but we have to keep telling them that it's important. Let me see what Kenny. I think I missed. Okay, Kenny said in high school, my religion teacher was okay, Miss Allen. Okay, so you did have a so you was getting bullied while you was in elementary school, like, huh? That's great. Kenny said, I like that my family in high school, there were only 3 teachers you like. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I used to try to take music class. Yeah, pretty much, Frank. Social media is their education. We as parents and we as relatives or either social media or as YouTube players, we have to tell these students, get their education, get their education. Let them know how important it is for your education. So I tell my grandchildren all the time, "Yeah, y'all ready to get out of school, best to get their education while you can." Because when they was going through COVID, they were doing virtual, but it wasn't like they was in the classroom. You know, that was rough when them kids was taking virtual. But I'm glad virtual back. I'm like, for what? And the school shoot and all that. So that's what try to pass with some schools, just have virtual. Some of these kids probably would like that, but, parents some of these parents ain't gonna like it. Not for them kids to be home every day. They don't wanna do them to eat. Oh, you went to Catholic high school? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Mm, uh, during that COVID time, it was rough, and I see a lot of teachers like this he was saying too. A lot of the teachers do other jobs during the summer, like, while they be off and they go on their little break, but I'm not sure what the teachers are making now, but they saying they're getting paid underpaid, so I think they should get a decent pay because they have to deal with these attitudes, these children, the way they have to come to school, some are coming. Yeah. Booster be coming in hot. We got dog out there now. Where you at, Junior? You come in the house and you got dog. You got that playing with appreciation day. And yes, I thank God for the teachers that had patience with me. They ready to get it all over with. I was so glad when you got there and then you get to throw your house to the other side. I was so glad when that moment came. We walked what I felt like I had did what I had to do. I don't know why it's breaking up. Junior, you must be on the internet too. Oh, that's why it's breaking up, probably. I'm not live breaking up. I'm finna get ready to get out. And I want to thank the ones who did interact with me about the teacher appreciation. Like I said, it does deserve their flowers. They do deserve their flowers. A couple of my teachers that I did talk about today, a couple of them did pass, but I still think about, what they have taught me. Like I said, one of my hardest subject was math. I never could get that algebra. Oh my God. I never could get that. Mm-mm. You are so right. You are so right. Yeah, that's what they do, Frank. Right on the corner. Right. What they teaching out there on that corner, Frank? What you think they some of them rather be out there on the corner than in school. Yeah, I love reading. That was one of my reading. Did you have a favorite subject, Frank? Any of y'all in the chat? What was one of y'all favorite subjects? Reading. I like the reading, spelling. But reading was my favorite. Reading was my favorite. And I used to read a lot. I used to go to the library a lot. I used to love to read those little books, those little love story books. I don't know. I used to love them little books from the library. I had started getting them through the mail. We didn't have the internet and all that stuff back then, so I would get those little books and read. I used to love to write too. I love to write. I used to love to write. I like the yeah, that's what they teaching them. I tell them that's why I'm so glad my son and my daughter, like I said, she the nurse. He a chef and he also entrepreneur, right? And I'm just glad they they didn't let the street get him. I was getting worried about my son for a minute. But what, Julie? You know when you were young, when you were out there with them boys, you know what I'm saying? I'm like glad that you didn't just hang out in the street. My son's about what? You know what I'm saying? I'm like glad that you didn't turn out just to be out there in the street. Um, like, people do what they want to do. They hustle for whatever. I'm really glad you didn't turn out to be like that. You getting your money the right way. You know what I'm saying. I'm like glad you didn't have to do nothing illegal to get where you at. That's what I'm telling my son. My son listen to me, y'all. He's my son. Oh, you like the political science? Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about science. I liked it. Science a little, yeah, it was okay. Science was okay too. We used to be doing those different types of projects and stuff like that. It's okay. It was fun. Like I said, reading was my favorite. And I think my least favorite was history. History, and I really didn't like typing. It was okay, but I wasn't crazy about it because I would never do right. I would always look at my fingers And you're supposed to type without looking at your fingers, right? You're supposed to be typing like that. And then Miss Scotty, she was so mean. She was just mean in the class, but after the class, she wasn't. That's just how she was. Everybody was like, that lady's sweet, but she just mean in the class. I don't know why. I guess it's just the way she was, I guess. So she would get on us. She'll see us up there typing. She said, no, that's not right because you're looking at your fingers. And that's the only way I was able to type. I had to see one finger was I had to see where my fingers were going. Yeah. But tomorrow's Friday, it's Mother Day weekend. Like I said, I know a lot of y'all probably won't have your moms around, but just think about some of the good days and some of the things that you did with your mom. Think about some good memories. I'm thankful to still have my mom. And, I know, like they say, you never get over losing a parent or a child. I hear people say that you never get over losing a child or a parent. And so the ones that won't have their parent, their mom on Mother's Day, prayers going out. So you would just think of some of the good things y'all did. Mhm. Kenneth said he go to his mom's favorite restaurant. Like think about something she did for you and just think about good times. Yeah, that comment. Yeah, you guys. I do want to thank the ones that did pop like I was live earlier today. I drank my tea and it was so good. I think I got enough in there for another cup. But one day next week or whenever I can, me and my son gonna do a live together. Like I said, he gonna show some of his products. He got different stuff from energy drinks to he got different wellness products. And he also got household products and things like that. And, I'm gonna have his link loading in my chat. If I want to check it out, you'll be able to do so. It's Mars Friday. I probably pop up. You know me, y'all know me. Sometimes I pop up. But these shows like this, I try to schedule. But like I said, I had kept on pushing it back. I had something to do. But I'll be next week. I'm gonna be sharing something about mental health, called mental health awareness in this month. I'll also be sharing some about fibromyalgia and women's health. And they do have a month for men's too, Frank. And I try to share our way around the board. But yeah, they be talking about men health. Because when they talk about prostate, that concerns men. A lot of men don't realize they have to get their prostate checked. Yeah. What y'all had for dinner today? I ate some more of my chicken salmon. It was a quick. I made it yesterday, but we had some left. I said, "Gonna do for today." And that's what I did. Ate me some more chicken salad, and I ate some. It was just as good. Oh, you was watching Good Time on what kind of app is that? Friendly TV? What kind of app is that? Sometimes I wish they could have came back, Frank. I wish they could have did another part of it. But the guy named what her name Keith, he died though, so but I wish they could have did a part where um Thelma had the baby and stuff. The streaming app? I ain't never heard of it. You said that would have been nice. Oh, is it FRNDLYT? Yeah, I just let him know your chat, Mickey. I know you probably gonna be on for a while. Keep it going. Keep it going. I used to let that thing just run all night. I be like, okay, hey y'all, good night. Oh, it's in the app store. Oh, I ain't never heard of that. So when Beauty and Black gonna come back on? Is it the end of this month or next month? Is that would be nice for the kids. Oh, okay. What, Mickey? Mickey, did you have a favorite subject? Oh, next year? It come back on next year? Really? I thought it was coming back on this month. So Tyler Perry will have people to wait all the way to next year? What? A good time with the kids as adult. Oh yeah. Yeah. She still look good to be her age. She still look good. You have a favorite subject? You like the sports? Okay. Okay. Yeah, my favorite was reading. I love reading. Cause we used to be doing like um stories. I remember one of the stories we did, the Scarlet Letter. I remember we did a project with that. My memory's pretty good right longer than that. Sometimes I be forgetting that, but I remember we did the project about the Scarlet Letter. We had to read that whole book. Oh my God. We had to read that whole book and do we had to do a test on it, and we had to tell what the whole book was about. Y'all remember that the Scarlet Letter? Did y'all read that book? You know, it's about this woman. She was like messing with. I think the man was married. He was married, and they branded a letter A on her. They had a movie about that too. They branded the letter A on her because they were saying, she was committing adultery and stuff like that. Cause it was kind of like in the religious days. But I remember we did a story. I think I made an A on that report. I read that whole book, and I saw the movie too. Mhm. You like the history? Yeah, it was all right, but I ain't like to be taking them tests. My history teacher get a test every week. I'm like, is he okay? He wanted to make sure we passed. We got that history in us. Every week we were taking a history test. I'm like, Mr. David. And that man still looked the same, y'all. Do you hear me? I think he might have some dye hair. I don't know. He might. Oh, but that man still looked the same. He was playing the piano at my church, Mr. David. That man was tough. Ooh, he didn't play. He would get people when they went passing. Yo, he had a hard class, but I was able to pass. But his class was so hard. And I'm like, that man ain't aged none. Like one of my teacher, Miss Johnson, she still looked about the same. She done got a little bit older, but like I said, this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. So thank y'all for sharing with me about your favorite teachers, whether they were your mom or you had a teacher that you wanted to talk about today. Thank y'all for sharing that. Thank y'all for sharing some of y'all subjects. And like Frank said, it ain't too late to go back to school. But I don't think I have the patience to go to school for being a teacher. Not now. Not at my age and not what I'm going through. Child, we have them little kids be going on. I've been forgot them at that school. Because like you said, Frank, they'll be trying to fight you back now. But yeah. So shout out to all the teachers. They deserve their flowers. Because I got to get off of here and I got to call my brother back. He had called. See what he got going on. So flowers for the teachers. Miss Key is still live. I don't know who else live. That was over here. Frank, I think he did. I haven't seen it, but I think he did some. I'm gonna see what Frank did today. Y'all don't forget to check out my members' channels. Try to see what Frank did. Well, I think he said he did an update or something like that on sports. Let's see. Trying to go to his channel now. And Kenneth, thank you for always supporting. And I hope you enjoyed your hamburger. Because I ate some chicken salad. The rest of the chicken salad. I think we got a little bit more right now. No kids, my grandson ate some. I think my son ate some. I was trying to go to Frank's channel and see what he did today. But I keep tapping on the wrong thing. Let's see. Go to channel. Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, you did something from Baltimore. Okay. Logo. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's a blessing. Frank had put out a video 4 hours ago that someone turned somebody turned 100 years old. So you know them, Frank? Wow, blessing. My grandmother lived to be 103. Wow, she looked good to be 100 years old. Yeah, and also I had to shout out my grandparents and my mom too for teaching me the things that I know now. I'm thankful to have my grandparents, my grandmother's grandparents in my life. My mother, like I said, my mom, my dad, they're still here and they taught me a lot. So I do have to shout out my parents for being there and teaching me some of the things that I do know today. Yeah, y'all check Frank out. Wow, I'm looking at Frank. She looked good when she was younger. Okay, that's a blessing. That is a blessing. But anyway, I'm fixing to end this. I wasn't gonna be on a long time. Oh, you saw it on YouTube. You said you dropped out of high school in your senior year. Oh, okay. That was okay, Kenneth. That was okay. You dropped, okay. You was almost out of there. You was almost out of there. It's all right. All right, you guys. Y'all continue to have a blessed night. I'm finna wrap this on up. I appreciate everybody for coming over. I might be popping back up tomorrow, but not sure what time. But like I said, this is Mother's Day weekend. A lot of people probably gonna do something for their smoker out. Yeah, I was looking at that. Like, wow. They just struck again, Frank. I don't think I say about that. Why they wait so many years to say something about it though? But they would just say like some people doesn't I guess they, be scared to come forward and talk about it when it first happened, but I don't know. It's just, and then I know the P Diddy thing going on. Like, wow. But it seemed like it all black men. What you think, Frank? It seemed like it all black men. Maybe, I don't know. But like I always have said when I was with the R. Kelly group, if you do wrong, if you did something wrong, you'll pay for it. Eventually you'll pay for it. Like I said, I didn't never know what he did and what he didn't do. I always know they saying they had this, they had that, but I wasn't in no folk bedroom. I ain't in P. Diddy bedroom or Smoker Robinson. But if you did wrong, it'll come back on you. It's just as simple as that. But this man, what, about 80 years old, ain't Frank? I think he about 80 years old. I said they doing him like they did, what the man named Bill Cosby. Mm. Lord. Have they got the money or are they trying to sue now? I got to follow that and see what's going on. I just saw where they lawyer was up there talking about what Smokey Robinson was doing. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my God. So I guess if people come with a case, they're going to go with it. Let me see what they're saying. I'm trying to go to it now. I love Smokey Robinson, like I said. And like I said, I like the R. Kelly too. I like P. Diddy, but what don't people do in their personal life, bedroom life? I don't know. Smokey Robinson, 85 years old. Wow. Because they said, this was on NBC News. I'm just going to read it right quick. Smokey Robinson denies claims of sexual assault, attorneys say. 4 former housekeepers of Motown legend in a lawsuit filed Tuesday in Los Angeles accused the singer and songwriter of sexual assault. An attorney for Smokey Robinson on Wednesday called accusations of sexual assault against the Motown legend false and said that you really got a hold on me. Singer will respond in coming days. Wow. 4 former housekeepers of Robinson in a lawsuit filed Tuesday accused him of sexual assaulting them, which was alleged to have gone on for years. What? The lawsuit seek no less than $50 million in damages. No less than $50 million. Shoot, that's still a lot of money. Shoot. And then they gonna say it was happening for years. Why you didn't? I don't know. Like I said, when I went through what I went through, I didn't wait months, years. I told my mom when I got home, because I was spending that with my aunt and my uncle. I just went to his funeral. That the house I was at. And as soon as I got home, because I didn't have no phone to call my mom to tell her what he did to me. As soon as I got home, I told my mama. My mama took me right to the emergency room. But I guess it's all depending on the situations and the timing. I'm not gonna sit and say, yeah, I'm wondering why they didn't say nothing, but maybe they had their reason why they didn't speak up soon. But still, you gonna let something like that keep happening to you for years and years, and you ain't gonna say nothing? Oh, it's time for you to take a bath. You had fun?
What time is it?
It's 9:09. Where you coming from?
I should mama not take a bath.
Go and tell your brother to fix you some water.
Oh God, my mama to still take a bath.
You been out there playing. You ain't getting in that bed like that.
That don't smell that bad.
Go on and take a bath. You been out there playing. You were glad to be out that doorway.
Yeah.
So they said through the process we have.
They take off my shoe. Oh, it's hard.
What you been outside with these shoes on, girl?
Yeah, they were so tight.
Girl, you got your Sunday shoes. Girl, go to this.
My feet sit up there much more better.
Oh my God, those shoes too left for you?
Kinda. But look all that stuff
Huh?
on the counter.
What? Go and tell them your brother fix you some.
That's what I
Tell him to fix you some water.
said. Okay.
Through the process, we have seen bizarre theatrics of yesterday's news conference as the plaintiff's attorney outlined vile false allegations against Mr. and
Mom, what's my lunchbox?
oh my gosh, your mama, look at your room. God, they got a wife too. I didn't know they had a wife. Oh my God. Mr. and Mrs. Robinson trying to enlist the public as unwitting participant in the media circus they are trying to create. Frost said in a statement. Frost also said that in time, Mr. Robinson will respond his own word. They got a wife too? Jesus. I didn't know that they had a wife in their lawsuit. Oh my God. I was just reading this about Smokey Robinson. I didn't know his wife was in it. I guess I gotta read on and see what's going on. This right here I'm reading about Smokey Robinson. They filed against him and his wife. Dang. I was just trying to. Oh, okay.
You know how this thing will go in there and see if I can put stuff in it.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that when you said you had went to college, Frank. Oh yeah, I did see when you were showing your award, your certificates. But you did a video of some certificates one day on your diploma. Wow, I'm just reading this about Smokey Robinson and his wife. Oh, they got their wife too. They said a lawsuit filed against Robinson. Okay. Larger occurred at Robinson home. The lawsuit filed against Robinson in Los Angeles County Superior Court alleged that the assault largely occurred at Robinson home in Chatsworth, Los Angeles neighborhood in the far northeastern section of the city. The women who sued are identified in the lawsuit as Jane Doe 1 through 4. 3 of them appeared Tuesday at a news conference in Los Angeles wearing masks, and a fourth appeared virtually. Oh my God. One of their attorneys, John Harris, said that the event that the women were Hispanic women employed as housekeepers earning below minimum wage. Wow. As low as low wages workers in vulnerable position. They lack the resources and option to protect themselves, Harris said. What? The suit alleges that Robinson assaulted one woman at least 23 times from May 2014 to February 2020. What? Often in places in his home without security cam. Wow. Jesus. The suit alleges that he assaulted another former employee at least 20 times during the 12 years she worked for him. Beginning in 2012, according to the suit, Robinson would force her into his bedroom and perform a ritual, leaving his bathroom naked or nearly naked. What? Lord have mercy. And this went on for all these years, and you just not saying something. According to the suit, Robinson would then place a towel on his bed so the linens would not be sore of what he was about to occur. What? Mm, mm, mm. Ooh, Jesus. The suit says he's subject to other plaintiffs to the same behavior. One of the former hospital worked for Robinson for 13 months, during which she alleged he assaulted her at least 7 times. Golly. All of the plaintiffs accused Robinson's wife, Frances Robinson, who is also named as a defendant, are perpetuating a hostile work environment by screaming at him and using ethical prerogative language. What? Robinson was a pioneer for Motown Records, founding the vocal group The Miracles in 1950 and later releasing albums as a solo artist and working as a record executive for the label. He was inducted in the Rock and Roll of Fame in 1987. Frost Robinson, lawyer, said they will seek to have the lawsuit dismissed. He also criticized the lawyers for Women Over press conference, saying they have reached beyond the bounds of liberties that even lawyers are typically allowed in this context. What? We will have more to say on this matter as we fiercely defend our client against these false allegations and work to protect their good names, Frost said. Whoa, 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 whoa. Woo, Lord. I'm gonna have to do that on another live. I'm gonna talk about this on another live. But today live was about Teachers Appreciation Day. Shout out to all the teachers across the world. Shout out to those teachers that played a role in your life as a child, and you still can think about some of the things that your teacher taught you as a child, and you still think about it as a grown-up. Wow. But I probably do that probably talk about that tomorrow. I might talk about smoking tomorrow. But anyway, thank y'all for coming in. Tomorrow is Friday, so that can be something I can talk about assault and is it true, is it not true? But like I said, I don't be in these people's bedrooms, so I don't know. Jesus. Smoking. He 85 years old. And he doing all that. What?
Now, what are you going to do when I get in the box?
You got in your lunchbox. You got them crackers in there.
I got cookies.
Where you get them cookies from?
Also, inside the bag. I found a bag.
What bag?
I got some fruit gummies, a juice, and some chips.
That ain't no lunch. That's junk.
Well, the juice and the fruit gummies are healthy.
All right, Kenny.
You heard me on the juice? There's 2 healthy things and 2 junk foods.
What health in that lunchbox? She showing me her lunch for tomorrow. Everything like junk.
Fruit gummies.
Where you get these from? Your mama bought them.
Probably bought them. I don't know who bought them. I put them over there.
Oh.
Yeah, but these are fruit gummies. So
I think that's stuff with their daddy, KJ and her daddy got them. Lord, never junk. But all right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Shout out again to my members that joined today. I think your mom in the bed. She probably not laying down. Appreciate you all. Yeah, tomorrow I might read up on this some more and see what Smokey got. See what Smokey got going on, y'all. Lord have mercy, Smokey. Lord have mercy, Lord. Like I said, I don't know what they got going on. So, all right, y'all. Good night. I'll see y'all on the next go round. Bye-bye. Stay blessed. Stay encouraged. And always stay what? Prayed up. And until next time, good night. Thank y'all for joining.